So, here she is, Grandma Spinelli, Biagina. Biagina Spinelli was my dad's mom. Look at that dress. Isn't that cool? Now, I want you to look at this. This is her son. Isn't he cool? He looks just like her. That's Uncle Joe. We called him Peppino. Peppino. He looks just like his mom, doesn't he? Yeah. In my grandmother's family, there was a Biagina and a Biagio. Biagio was the male, Biagina was the female. This is the family. I'm not going to go through each of these persons, but her children are there and their children. My grandmother, no, she was my great grandmother, but I say grandmother. My great grandmother, Biagina Spinelli, she was my dad's mom and my grandma. And she had, oh my gosh, how many children did she have? Uncle Mike, Uncle Joe, Uncle Bart, my dad, Uncle Nick, daughters, Aunt Lena, Aunt Jenny. Oh, there was Uncle Frank, Aunt Mary. Oh, they had so many children. It's just like old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard. Yeah, so many children, she didn't know what to do, right? This is a picture of Uncle Mike. You know, what's interesting about my grandparents, they were poor on both sides. What they did do was save their money for special occasions like weddings, christenings, confirmations. Those epic occasions were very costly, but that was what they worked and saved their money for. Their houses didn't have much, if they even had houses. There's another one. Can you see the picture of that vehicle? Look at the car. I don't know what kind of a car that is. Someone out there knows, but I don't know. But that's at least 100 years ago. This is Uncle Bart. Uncle Bart, one of the children, with Aunt Sunta. Asunta. Asunta. I don't know what kind of a name that is. Asunta. But they were both born in Italy. And I'm there at their 50th or 75th, at least their 50th anniversary. I don't know. I can't keep up with them. But this is Uncle Bart again with his wife, Asunta, and her children. And as far as I know, they are all deceased. My cousins, my uncle, my aunt. Okay? Uncle Mike, I showed you Uncle Mike and his family. And I told you about their saving money for special occasions. But look at that getup, huh? And I'm not sure if that was confirmation or communion. And why I'm not sure is because for confirmation, they held candles. I don't know what the significance of the candle was, but that's Uncle Mike's son. Another one of Uncle Mike's son, Biagio. we called him Gene. And he was the godparent to whoever that is. And this is another one of Uncle Mike's son. And his name was Joe, after my Uncle Joe, I guess. They're all named after one of the aunts or uncles. And Louie, Mike and Louie, and with their godfather, I guess. But I don't know what the significance of the candles was. And this is my mom, who was the godmother to Angie, who is being confirmed. So that's confirmation for her. That other picture that I showed you must have been her first communion. Yeah. And there's my mom and Angie again. Confirmation. Very important to have beautiful clothing and a photographer. How costly was that? Aunt Jenny. Yeah. Unfortunately, she burned to death. They, meaning my Aunt Jenny and her husband Ignacio, they had a meat market in the north end of Boston, and to heat the store they used kerosene heaters, and the heater tipped over and my aunt's clothing caught on fire and she burned to death. She was probably 44 years old. That's my cousin. He was in the service, and while he was over in Germany, he met this beautiful girl, Irma, brought her back here, married her, and they lived happily ever after. Everyone in the family loved Irma. Beautiful clothing for communion. That was her first communion. My cousin, Eleanor, first communion. Do you see clothing like that anymore? First communions, confirmations. They were happy occasions, very expensive, but it was important for them to look lovely and do whatever it was they had to do. And two cousins. Now, these are all on my father's side, my grandmother's side, okay? And one of the girls there is Jean, who again would have be a Gina, but Jean for short. So you see in each of the families there was a Jean female or a Jean male. Cousin Rose, she was the youngest daughter of my aunt who was burned to death in the fire. She had to leave school to take care of her brothers. So she was the chief cook and bottle washer and tended to the household while the brothers went out and worked and made a living with their dad. Who is this? That's her dad. This is the husband of my Aunt Jenny, who was burned in the fire. Ignatius. Ignazio, with his godson, Jean. Again, another Jean. And that's all of them from my grandmother's side. So you've met my grandparents on my mother's side and my grandparents on my father's side. Oh, I want you to notice what I'm wearing. My skull earrings. Yeah. And these will be worn for Halloween, but in the meantime, I'm wearing them because today they're reminding me that I am just a mass of messy molecules. That's all any of us is. A messy mass of molecules. And this is what's going to happen one day, somehow, whatever. But like Frankie says, that's life. You don't have, I don't know how many of you out there have any idea of what it's like to dress up and put makeup on to do a YouTube. Number one, I don't know how to do YouTube. And number two, I really don't know how to put on makeup because it's so seldom that I wear it or have to wear it or ever wore it. And what have I got on now? I put on some eyebrow pencil. No, I guess not. It's not coming off of my hands. So I guess that's me. Okay, what do I got on? Some lipstick. Yeah, lipstick. Look at my, see my teeth. I wish I had beautiful teeth. I did when I was younger, but this is again what happens when you get old. So I have to live with what I have, and while I'm living with it, it's all good. What can I say? I have been very, very busy since I last videoed. I've been working outside, trying to clean up the yard, doing a lot of mowing, and yes, I still do my own mowing and raking and weeding and planting and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm not proficient at any of it, but it's my way of going outside and absorbing some vitamin D, some fresh air, and maybe say hi to a neighbor every once in a while and meditate. Life is good. So what's my next video going to be? I'm going to talk about my dad and his family, one of whom is me, is I. Okay? So I'll get back with you at a later date and we'll go through this. And if you have any questions, write to me. I'm not sure how this is coming across because I'm experimenting. I wish I had someone who could be by my side showing me what to do and helping me out, but I'm doing this on my own, and I'm not sure of what I'm doing. I just do the best I can with what I've got. You know, it's like my body, right? I don't have anyone to call upon except on Sundays when my sons and I get together for breakfast here at my house. And they'll answer a few questions, but they don't spend that much time with me. I don't believe they have the patience, number one, and I ask too many questions, number two. So, but maybe one day I'll have someone drop in and say, you know what, let me show you how to do it. But regardless, I've been going online trying to find out how I can make better sense out of my channel. So I've been looking into getting equipment, a camera, a tripod, some lighting, and what was the other thing that we needed? Anyway, I can't remember right now, but there's so much that I need to make this work, and I have so many stories to tell you. So the next chapter will be on my dad, Nicholas, and his family, of whom I am a part. So with that, I'm going to say arrivederci and have a great day. Thanks for listening if you did, and if you didn't, let me know why. Bye-bye.